caution is the new attack.
I hear it. But sometimes it's being a bit too cautious, and because in those games specifically, it wasn't like when a team's got the ball, and you just look at it, and it just looks like they're gonna score. I could feel that in both of those games. I was just like, you can keep the ball and not, you don't have to be attacking and go. You could just go. We're gonna maintain possession, keep the ball, play it around them, and just run down the clock. But it was just.
Sorry, which two games?
Sunderland.
I thought we were quite attacking in both those games.
No.
Yeah.
In the Sunderland game, there was a moment where I think it was after they scored and it was like 2-1 or whatever, that we started getting onto them, and then we just stopped, and then the pressure just went to them, and for the last 10 minutes or so it was just them with the ball doing whatever, and then we got that long ball over the top and then they scored. I was like, but this is because we literally sat back.
But isn't that respecting a really good team in really good form at home? Villa.
It could be, but I'm saying in the times that we were attacking, they was like, oh crap, they've got the ball, they're getting onto us, and in that 10-minute spell before it went back to them and they had their spell, that to me shows that when we're attacking, that they're afraid of us, and we should be getting onto them instead of letting them have the ball and get onto us. That's just how I see it.
How energy sapping is that? That's another question. And people, I know there's a lot of pushback from me. It's not because I disagree. I make that really clear. I don't disagree with Josh. I don't disagree with Turkish. I don't disagree with Jordan that you also need to play better football to be able to sustain it through a season. I don't disagree with any of those points. I just have to ask, there's a team of coaches at Arsenal. There's Mikel Arteta, who's played attacking football before, and there's a load of managers who are professing to be above what we're seeing in the game right now. And the ones who are having success are the ones doing it the way that us on this podcast, the media, other managers seem to all push back against. But we're the ones having, and when I say success, it just means that we're just the least, we're the least non-successful, basically. Because you mentioned Sunderland there. We drew that game. I think looking back on it, it's a good point. I know it sounds really weird, but it's I did too. Yeah, I did too. I agree. I thought it's a difficult place to go. Even a game at the stadium alike, it's as much a point gain as 2 points dropped, despite the nature of the goal. It's a really difficult one. I don't know, everyone. The sad thing is that whether this works or not, it's going to be results-based analysis, and that's okay. Basically, if we beat Leverkusen 2-0, then this whole, we're in games, you don't really lose, we always find a goal here or there, that will kind of prove true, and that's great. And maybe we're built for the Barca tie, and maybe we are the antidote to their great football. I don't know. There's a little part of me that goes, I can so see us going 120 minutes against Leverkusen next week, not finding a goal, and then we go out on penalties. I could so see that. I also think our football plays to that. I think there's also every chance that's what happens. So I think we just sort of play on the margins a little bit. For every Brighton away, you found a way to just kind of get past 1-0. There's also, Wolves, where you didn't. And you didn't have the control you'd have wanted, and you get punished. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it anymore. And I asked me in May. I wish I could give you more than that. I don't know.
So I've got two questions about two players that we mentioned already, right? And I want to listen to you guys and the community. The first one is, it might sound a bit mad, right? But just stick with me, right? Has Madueke almost paid off his transfer for your... Turkish is such a dick.
Go on, finish the question.
Oh,
God. You got 55 million as well then.
So let me just, and this actually makes me tackle as well. The goal, the penalty that he won yesterday has kept us in the tie. The Leeds game where he played and Saka got injured in the warm-up, he pretty much was the reason we won that game. I didn't have time to go through them all this morning before we started recording, but there's been 4 or 5 games this season, and it might only be 4 or 5 games this season, where he has played because Saka couldn't, and he has significantly impacted results. And those results might accumulate to 4, 5, 6 points currently, right? So what I'm asking is I'm not a big fan of Madueke. I'm not. I think he's a decent Premier League player. I wouldn't have signed him, and he's not the guy that I would have particularly signed. But if the logic was that we need to bolster the squad depth, has his signing been justified by the handful of contributions that he's made that have contributed to points, and in last night's example, a draw in a European tie away?
Your man.
Don't kill me. I'm just asking.
I mean, Turkish obviously thinks he's been a success. So what does Josh think?
Well, I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle. Well, because my thing is, I'm the same as just like Jordan said. I wouldn't have spent that amount of money on him. I think he's okay. You know what I'm saying? But to be fair to him, I think he's performed better than people would have expected him to. Whether he's worth the money, if he scores the winning goal in Champions League final, then I'll be like, yeah. But I think because of the prices of certain players and stuff like that, I've looked at some of the buyers and gone, why have we spent this much on whoever? Why is Kai Havertz on that 300k a week or whatever? This guy's been on the bench for 2 years or whatever. I think that as long as the team gets over the line, then the price becomes justified. Regardless of, it could be, you could look at it as, he done well in this performance. Yeah, it's been a case where Saka hasn't been performing to the level that we have, and the guy that we brought in to help assist, in my opinion, has been performing better than him this season. And he's the guy that we got on 300k a week.
That's my point. If Saka's injured in the game against Leeds, who do we play in that game? Who comes on?
I mean, to be fair,
We had to play poorly yesterday. Who comes on and wins the penalty that gets us a point or gets us a draw? So I'm just saying, this is not me saying I rate Madueke. This is me saying, if he wasn't there, do we get those points?
Arteta's trying it. I think you're trying it like Arteta's trying it, which Madueke will appreciate it. I think Arteta said thankful for Madueke in the post match. If I listened to it on the way back I'm pretty sure thankful for Madueke, and I get it in the context of he came on and he did his thing, but let's be real here. You spent 60 million, 55 million pounds, right? You've got 2 goals and 1 assist in the league. What the hell? That is not good enough. 55 million, that is not good. Semenyo's come in and bagged quadruple what he's got, similar price. Or you look around Europe and you see, similar play. He's not better.
There you go.
So I'm not trying to get onto him because he was pivotal yesterday, right? He came on and made that moment more solid. That was amazing.
Tomorrow.
But in general,
Me,
to frame
friends,
it like a
bed,
success
what we're gonna
or
make
justified, there's no chance.
Yeah, make me some. Better bring me some. I don't care. Make
if he was 30 million, would we feel different?
30 minutes fine. 30
That's the price I would think is 30 million. Yeah, that would have been the perfect price for him.
I think this is where it's difficult. You know how I said it's okay for us to judge players off the kind of salary they're on, whatever. Because to a degree they've accepted that. What Madueke has absolutely no say in is his transfer fee. I'm sure he'd like to have gone for a fiver, so there's absolutely no pressure on him whatsoever. So I think from that perspective, we're judging. We judge the club for that. We judge the club for exactly. Yeah, sure. Especially because I think there were other good movers around, like Kudus and others. But I think to defend Madueke, I think he's playing his role in the team. I don't want to say brilliant and stuff too strong, but basically, he's not complaining about being second fiddle to Saka. He is coming on with a real drive and he's displaying a degree of personality and character I like. You're right, when Saka couldn't play, or for example, Bayern Munich, Saka was doing all right, comes off, Madueke comes on and scores the winning goal there. Comes on in this game, makes a difference. Starts against Leeds last minute because Saka got injured in the warm-up, plays a big part in 2 goals. Scores against Brentford, scores against Wigan. He scores against Mansfield. He's just he's doing what a Saka backup.
That's
we want them to do. It's just we think that maybe for that money we could have got something a little bit more special that could have started on the left wing. Then you could have used one area on the right. Then Eze really could have been central because you're not worrying about him being on the left. So I think we just think that the use of the resources could have been a little bit better in some way. And that's maybe fair. Maybe that little bit extra. Maybe getting a player for 30 million instead, and then there's a little bit extra to go somewhere else. I don't know. So I think judging Madueke, to be fair to him, I think he's doing about as much as he can because I still think structurally we're not built to get the best out of this team. And I think out of this attack. And I think when all the attackers are lacking so much flair and excitement, he's one of the few that I do find quite exciting to watch. I mean, I'm pushing it, but I do think when